Hey everybody, and welcome to 3D Thursday. I'm Terry, and I'll be your host today. And hopefully we'll see a lot of people show up in the chat here soon. And please, if you're there, go ahead in the chat and YouTube there and let me know that you're there. And I'd like to say hi to you and ask you some questions. Hopefully we'll be able to provide a lot of good support to you guys today. I know a lot of people are getting new printers, and I know we've had a lot of questions over the last week, so hopefully we'll be able to help you with that today. Hey Jeff, how you doing, buddy? Hey Jeff, I'm gonna send you a message real quick in Messenger. Hey there, Jeff. Hopefully you got my message. So hopefully a pretty cool week for everybody. I know there's a lot of activity this week, man. There's been a lot of questions coming in about configurations in Cura. Oh boy, a lot of bed leveling and adhesion, bed adhesion problems. So all the typical culprits. But so it looks like there's a lot of picked up activity and everything. But hopefully we get some people here. I know that I had a couple of friends and a couple of people that were asking questions that said they'd show up today. So hopefully that's the case. But if not, I know it's just a matter of people are really busy right before Christmas. This is the pre-Christmas week where everybody's probably busy printing, getting things ready for presents and everything, and so I can totally understand that. Jeff, in the chat, tell me what's been on your printer this week, man. What's new and exciting, and what have you been printing? By the way, I have a few things that I'll bring up on my end here. Examples. We've been pretty busy this week, and I'll go over a lot of what we've been up to in a minute. Let me see if I can, I'm going to try and see if we can hook Jeff up, at least voice in here. So 1 second. See if I can get him there. Oh, cool. Red and green covers for landscape lights. Nice. That's pretty smart. So we're, let's see. Base mode cups that slip over. That's smart. Yeah, nice and thin, probably that way too, right? Very cool. We always have a fun time trying to get everything set up. Starting here. Thank you, OBS. All right, I'm going to start some apps here, and I'm going to show you some things. Let's see. And what else do I need? Let me think. Oh, I know. Anybody else printing some? I know we got more than Jeff here, so please speak up in the chat. And if you don't know how to get to the chat, if you go to YouTube and look at the channel, and if you found your way into our live stream, there should be an option just to get into the chat. So. See. Wait, so many apps. Okay, cool. All right, so. And thank you for your patience, everybody, as I try to get Jeff hooked up here. And Jeff, it should give you a URL. It should be like obs.ninja/?view equals something. So just give me that, and we'll be able to hook you up. The right one. Okay, Jeff. Yeah, that's not the right one, buddy. Let me see. I'm gonna imitate what you were doing there. Okay, so start. Yeah, if you, Jeff, when you do it, and if you say start, at the very top of the screen, it should be like some green URL text, and it'll say ?view equals is what we're looking for. So if you were to do that, that's what I'm trying to get. There it is. Awesome. All right. Jeff is on his way, at least for a little bit. All right, Jeff, talk so I can hear you, buddy.
How's that?
I can hear you. All right. So, all right. Now, if we only had somebody else that would like to type, we could find out. Oh, actually, you know what, Jeff? I have to probably share with you. Hold on one second. Virtual camera. All right, I'm going to share with you so you can actually hear me in real time. There's not a delay then. Here we are. All right, Jeff, hopefully you got my link, and that should take care of the delay that we were seeing there. So, all right, so anybody else? Who else do we have in chat while we wait for Jeff here? Yeah, can you hear me okay now?
Right. Perfect.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's the way to do it apparently with OBS. Awesome. So let me make sure. Man, I wish we could have some verification from somebody else. I can hear you fine. I just want to make sure it's going through okay. Let me see. Back to you. Go to my single cam, make sure that you're here. This is always fun. All right, so Jeff, I think we've got the audio and everything, so should be good. Let's try a conversation, and hopefully, when people play this back, it doesn't sound odd like I'm just talking to myself here. So. But hey, man, how are things up in Michigan?
Oh, a little snow today.
Did you? Now, my mom that lives up there said that the other day they got like 10 inches of snow, which is crazy.
I'm far north.
She's in Livonia.
Oh, okay. No, I'm Lake Orion. Go again. Best.
Really? Yeah. How about the lockdown? Are you guys still like in military zone?
It's, I wouldn't call it lockdown. You have to use a mask.
All right, stay at home, I was told. Yeah. So you're not in staying home? I was told until the 20th or something like that. You guys were all pretty well locked down.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
How about you guys?
Well, it's Florida, so there's a lot of people that just don't know why there are rules to protect them. So um, which I don't understand. I mean, the whole thing is I can kind of understand the mind. We're getting way off topic, but I can kind of understand the mindset of, hey, don't tell me what to do, except for when it comes to health. And people get a little crazy about, well, I don't have to wear a mask, so I'm not going to. But you know what the thing is? Are you really trying to help people, or are you trying to just do it because you can? So I don't know. The whole simple math is that with this kind of craziness, wear a mask because it helps. The science is in, and you wear a mask and it helps cut it down. Be cool to people, and just make sure you're trying to keep everybody healthy, not just yourself. So I don't know. It doesn't get much easier than that in my head. Maybe I'm simple.
Yep. Play it safe.
Yep.
Respect everybody else.
Yeah, but I mean, the whole thing is like, so far so good here. I mean, we've gone out to places. We can go out and eat if we want to, but again, you have your masks on. You're always washing your hands or sanitizing them somehow or whatever, and staying your social distant marker away and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so far so good. And if it does get worse, then I'm sure they'll take other measures. But so I don't know, man. I think the snow and the cold in your neck of the woods would probably help you socially distant and stay inside, though, right? But
you'd be surprised.
Who wants to go outside in that nonsense?
Thick-skinned up here.
Yeah, I used to be. It takes all of about 10 minutes to get used to Florida. So, yeah. So what? Okay, so you printed some landscape light covers. That's actually a pretty brilliant idea. That's cool. Did it turn out? Did it cast the light pretty well? I don't know what kind of lights you have, so.
Yeah, the landscape lights that are like spotlight.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, like the little round lens things that fit over. Is that what you did?
Yeah, Just look
Yep.
over.
Sweet.
Let's see if I can do a picture and shoot it.
Oh yeah, cool. Okay. While you're doing that, just so we don't have dead air, I'm going to talk a little bit about the kind of things that we did this week. So, first thing that we did, where is it? Here it is. Let me get it demonstrable. This thing here. So, if you guys saw the video for this guy, dual color print, that was kind of cool. If you look, let's see, I don't know if I can do it on this camera close enough. My other camera's acting up today, so I don't know why. Where's the light? If you can see inside, it's got the Sovol logo on the gray sphere, and but it's like freely movable, so like it spins inside and everything. It's kind of cool. Oops, fun little desktop toy kind of thing. But I thought it was kind of cool because you can put logos on things like that, and it's kind of one of those impossible print things where there's no way to build it except for additive, where it builds up. So I liked it. It was pretty fun to do. I just got the model off of Thingiverse, and then what I did, actually, I should probably share my screen here. Where's my full screen? I'm desktop. And let me make sure I don't lose Jeff on the live desktop when I go over there. Then we'll cut out audio, and that won't be cool. All right. All right, so if you guys that are following along at home can see my screen, hopefully. So this is the model, and all I really did is actually bring it into Blender here. Took the sphere that came with the thing. Of course, it's just a sphere. Could use any sphere. But it was a pretty quick operation. I had an SVG of the Sovol logo and just extruded it in here. Copied the sphere, made it bigger, and subtracted what was inside the sphere to cut it out. Made it slightly bigger than that and cut another version of it. And there we go. We ended up with something that could be placed right on top of it. We just wrapped it on top of that sphere. It was like I don't know, like a 5 to 10 minute operation inside of Blender. And then we just exported that out, brought it back into Cura, and grouped all these things together. The trick here, the only trick there was, is making sure that the ball doesn't drop to the floor, or through the floor or something like that, through this other part, so that it stays up a little bit to be able to print, so that it doesn't bond together. So that was the only thing. All you have to do for that, oh, and that's the thing too, is gluing this to that, you have to group in Cura to get them to not drop to the floor and be separate. So it took another couple minutes. You can see it's all a group right here inside of Cura, and then it's just one thing. You just say, hey, this prints with this, and this one prints with that extruder. It's pretty easy. So didn't take long to print. And then I figured, you know what? What's more fun than that? And that's printing a huger one, right? So we have little guy, big guy. So pretty cool, you know, fun to mess around with. So that was the one thing we published, just a quick little video about that guy. That was kind of fun. Oh, I think Jeff sent me some pictures. Oh, cool. Let me see these. I'm gonna, hopefully everybody can see that. Pretty cool. What else do we have? There's your house with the lights going. Yeah, they look pretty good, man. Now, what was that Pet G, or what did you use for that?
Yeah, it was PG, yeah.
Yep, cool. Yeah, I can tell now. Nice. Yeah, it looks really great. Yeah, yeah. Now, did you buy it for this, or did you have it on hand?
No, I was
Yep. Yep.
blessed to have a micro center within a reach.
Oh, geez, really? Man, that's awesome. The closest we have to being able to get the stuff, it's not a micro center, believe me, but the closest I can do for same day filament is going to Joanne. I found that Joanne has PETG and PLA often, but it's usually Polaroid, which is only okay in my book. It's good if you have to have something same day. Otherwise, it's off to Amazon I go.
Yeah, I fall in love with their PLA Plus.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah. Now, have you done any tests for PLA Plus from them for heat? How well does it do with heat? Any better than PLA?
I actually print about 5 degrees cooler.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant like when you're done. Like if you were to stick it in your car in the summertime, would the sun
Oh
melt it
no,
down just like PLA?
no, I still use ABS. I know it's gonna have heat.
Yep. All right. Pet G is pretty good too. Like even here in where Florida's about 50 miles from the sun. I'm not sure if you guys knew that, but in the summertime, if I stick some Pet G, like we were doing those ear savers and stuff, if I leave those in my car in the summertime when it gets to be about 4,000 degrees or whatever it is, then those don't melt either. So even the Pet G was doing me good. So, and I know this because the R2 builder guys, um, they often build the domes and the body parts out of Pet G just so that when you're traveling with your R2, it doesn't melt down in the car. So very cool. I like it. Nice, man. I love functional prints. Man, somebody else showed me something this week. I think it was on I want to say it was on Instagram. Somebody I was talking to. It was another functional print thing. It's like, man, that's cool. Sometimes you just can't beat that. Take a few minutes, put something together. Oh, I know my buddy Justin. I remember. Oh boy, it's probably about a month ago. I think it was his washing machine, clothes washing machine. He had the little switch sensor. The plastic broke on it or something, and it was probably like a $30 part for the little piece of plastic to go on. And so he just went out with some calipers and said, okay, boom, boom, boom. About a half hour later, he modeled it and printed it off, and there he was, all fixed. So I love being able to do that kind of stuff. Let's see. The other thing I should probably bring up about what do we want to do? How about we go to YouTube, and then I wanted to show some things that we've been doing here. So if you take a look at well, here we are, we're live. Look, hi, we're live. So if you go to our YouTube channel and take a look around, the first thing you'll see is that, hey, we're live, or if there's upcoming live streams planned, you'll see that there. But down below that, we have some new videos here, these 3. So if you go ahead and take a look at our playlists, let's just head over there. You're going to see that there's this 3D printing how-to, the creative stuff, and now there's a new one called how-to, upgrading the E3D V6 to the SV01. So if we go in here, you're going to see, I'm going to stop this because it's going to make noise. We have all 3 of the videos here. So there's one that's basically like a Q&A where I sit there and answer questions about I picked like the dorkiest frame. There we go. So there's one that's basically like a Q&A, like, hey, if I'm gonna do this, which one do I need? Do I need the 12 or 24 volt? Do I need the kit? Should I piece it together? All that kind of stuff. So we answer some questions up front, and then I get into, and I'm again gonna randomly pick some kind of a little bit. There we go. So you can see that we're sitting here soldering and cutting and all that kind of stuff. So so this is a very thorough, and again, it's like 37 minutes long to do the hardware part of this upgrade, which obviously is not real time. We've sped it up a little bit here and there, but we know that people just don't want to sit through like full length, real time videos of doing stuff like this. But we've had so many people go and read through our article and give us thumbs up and love that people asked for the video version, and that's this. So if you're going to upgrade an SV01, or probably even the SV03, it'd be the same, or basically any Ender type printer that could take the E3D V6, this video is for you. It shows you, step by step through every single piece of hardware upgrade. And then the last video is how to rebuild Marlin for the E3D V6. So, setting the temp sensor to max temp, and going through and doing the hot tightening and all that kind of stuff. So where is it here? I'm looking, scrolling. Here we go. There I am doing heat tightening. Yay. So It's a pretty good series of videos here. All together, you're probably looking at spending about 45 minutes if you don't scroll through. But I think it'll help a lot of people. So we've had so many requests for the video version of it, and with all the multiple cameras and everything, it just took a little bit for us to edit. So finally released that out into the wild today, and I'm happy to say that we've already gotten a lot of good comments on it. So please, you know, that's what we've been up to. That's what I was talking about there. So hopefully that'll be interesting for a lot of people here. So if you're watching this live stream live or recorded, hop on out there to our YouTube channel and don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the bell so you see cool new videos like that. I guess I should also talk about Discord because we talked a little bit about it last time. We do, Jeff, and I think you're there. I believe you're on our Discord now, aren't you? Cool. So, yep. So on our Discord, I know we have. Where's my channel? Where's my YouTube? Man, where is it? Where is it? There it is. Keep forgetting it's in the front section. But you can see the bot every time we post a video on YouTube. It automatically posts a link live here, which is kind of fun. So as soon as we post things, you'll be able to find them in this channel. And then we can have discussions about it. So again, the Discord's pretty new. We only have like a handful of people there now. But whatever you guys could do to help us get the word out on that, I think it's going to help a lot of people. Because like we talked last time, we had a discussion about, and tell me if you think this is true, Jeff. So a lot of people go to the Facebook groups for whatever printer brand you own. And for instance, the Sovol or, you know, Creality or Elegoo or whatever. So when you go there, you can definitely ask some questions, get some answers, and that kind of thing. But man, it's pretty horrible for search and retrieval. It's not designed to be a great support system that way. It's better for almost like instant type support or live questions, that kind of thing. So when we sat back and asked people what would be better, and when we thought about it, we thought Discord, man. Discord is great because, as you can see, we have all sorts of channels here that are very helpful. People can go in and ask very pointed questions about this net, and it's nice and threaded conversations. So you can go there and easily find something. If you were talking about slicing software, if you wanted to know more about that, what should I use with this printer? Or I'm stuck, I can't get my settings right. Go there and have a discussion about it, and you can see what other people have talked about with that topic super quick and easy. So we'd like to encourage you guys to keep using this and sending more people there. You can always at the top here, you can see that there's an invite up here you can send to them. And we always have the invite available on our flow page for Instagram and, boy, where else? We put a lot of places. It's in the headers and the trailers for all of our videos. It's in our YouTube channel. It's everywhere. So if you need the permanent link for the Discord, it's there. Yeah, so please do whatever you guys can to send people there, because I think it's super helpful. And I always forget when I get on a little discussion like this, Jeff, to see, okay, hey, Mike. Oh, okay, so I'm audible, but Jeff can barely be heard. Maybe it's because my mic is cranked. And let's see.
I might be.
Okay, yeah. Plus, I'm just loud. Sorry. But man, why did I think? I hope it's not because I'm going deaf or something. It's all these grays. But yeah, so Jeff, why don't you talk for a little bit and let Mike hear you?
What do you want me to talk about? I like it. I just myself got into work about a month or two ago.
Nice.
I'm Douglas.
Oh, that's you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I kind of figured it was a cat, so that was my clue. That's cool.
That's my old back in the world Warcraft days.
Okay. Cool. All right. All right. So Mike, tell us what you're up to, buddy. So what's new in Mike's world? And thanks for letting us know that we had the audio thing going on. Always, man, don't you guys wish that instead of the live stream being like this, that maybe it was just like everybody could get on like Zoom and we could just have like 40 people sitting there talking. I'm going to look into something maybe a little better like that.
You can do it on Discord.
Yeah, yeah, and I know I just don't have. Okay, my bad. Not an excuse. I just haven't taken the time to go through it once and make sure it's good. So, yeah. Unfortunately, Mike, there's not much I can do about that. I think it's just Jeff's. I'm guessing Jeff. I don't know if you're on a headset or a cell phone, but it's probably just like I do know there's some issues with OBS. Like, man, like when you do remote people like this, sometimes the audio is just kind of a little. So it's probably a combination of things. Ooh,
Yeah,
just print.
Punch up my audio.
No, it's kind of like a half solution. I mean, it works. I'm glad we can do this. It's much better than me sitting here pretending to talk to myself. So thank you, Jeff. But let's see. Just printed my first lithophane. Okay, ordered some rolls of glow in the dark. Cool. All right. And Mike, what kind of printer do you have? I was just thinking this week. We talked about it last week. I think that's what started me on this. And oh man, the parts that I'm thinking about are just out of reach. I'll have to grab them. But monoprice like mini V2. Oh, awesome. Okay, that's awesome. So how long have you had your printer, Mike? But yeah, I was gonna say last time somebody was talking about resin printers, and like, hey, you guys always talk FDM. You gonna do anything with resin printers? Yes. In fact, Justin and Trevor and a bunch of other people that often answer the questions and everything. And you guys know Justin; he's been here a bunch. So they have resin printers. I don't yet. But I've been thinking, man, I probably need to stop excusing myself from that and get a resin printer so I can get more experience doing it. Because many times lately, it seems, the things that I want to print are super tiny, physically small. And I think that's the thing is like, it's not that my FDM printers can't do it. I mean, both of these printers print very awesomely at 0.06 layer height. That's not the problem. It's not the fine details that they print. It's the tiny pieces. Trying to get them to print small things. It's just the nature of how they print, right? So, and let me grab some samples here. My buckets of stuff here. So, all right. So something like this. Here's a good example. Let me see if I can just kind of. I don't know if it'll focus on that well enough, but yeah, tiny little part. This thing here. Things like probably easier. Things like this. I mean, it's not like full of tons of detail or anything like that, right? You
might want to switch your video.
Oh, thank you, Jeff. Dude. Yeah. Yay. That's why I need a co-pilot. Okay. Thank you. I don't have to be smart. I just have to have smart people around me. Okay, here we go. This guy here. So, and I know it's probably not going to autofocus very well because of my face. But anyway, like you can see the size of this guy, right? It's not super huge, and it's not even like tons of detail, right? But it's so small.
Hey, Terry,
yeah.
That's showing. Oh, there it goes.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, there is there's a couple second delay on it, but actually I probably could do, let's see. I don't have my full camera. Yeah, with my primary camera out right now, I can't even go full screen on this. Sorry guys. Next time I will have it fixed. But here's the one, the piece that really got me, where I had to take this SLA. So if you see this part here, it's kind of like this goes on my Tony Stark mask holder, right? So if you see, it's kind of like a robot hand, right?
Harry, it's like 30.
No kidding. My video?
Yeah.
Oh, are you watching the link that I gave you, or are you watching?
I'm watching you, but I think people are seeing YouTube. Yeah,
but so the YouTube guys will be hearing and seeing me at the same time, even if they're 30 seconds behind. So that's why I gave you the other link, because it wouldn't work on the phone, right? But so anyway, So this guy here, if you can see, let me see if I can get it here. Man, this camera stinks for detail. But anyway, there's a thin little line here. Hopefully you guys can see. Let's see. There's a tiny little line right there. And there it is. I knew I'd get the light right. But it's like a hair. And there's no way the FDM printer would print that without trashing it with supports. That's the thing. Either the supports or just binding it to the bed itself would probably ruin that print. So that's why there's SLA. So, man, I'm sitting here thinking, okay, let's pick a price point, a reasonable price point, and find an SLA printer. Well, after talking to some, one second. After talking to my buddies that have SLA printers, everybody's like, look, the first thing you want to do is make sure you get a mono, not a color SLA. So do that. And I lost track of the chat here. Let's see, Mike's saying anything? Yes, thanks, Mike. About the desktop. All right. So yeah. Mono is the way to go, right? So much faster, lives a lot longer, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm sitting here going, okay, fine. If I pick, let's just say 200, 250, a price point like that, search Amazon for a mono SLA printer, an MSLA. What's available? Oh man, like there's like a dozen. So then how do you narrow it down? Well, guess what? Almost all of them are just about the same inside. It's like finding an FDM printer, right? But without the experience to know what to choose, like I had to rely on some buddies of mine that really knew it better. So I'm sort of narrowing it down. But you know what gets me is some of the names of these things. Like really? So there's, let's say Elegoo. There's Elegoo Mars, the one from last year. Now there's a Mars Pro. There's a Mars Pro 2 and a Mars 2 in that order. That's the order they came out in. So there was a Mars Pro, Mars 2 Pro that came out before the Mars 2. I don't know why. But great names, because nobody can tell what's going on. And even worse, when you're sitting there trying to Google or YouTube something like, hey, compare this to that. If I wanted to search for Mars 2, I'm always going to get Mars 2 Pro because it came out first. And it's super hard to find things. I don't know, man. So my little pet peeve for the day. So, you know, it's coming down to Anycubic versus Elegoo versus Creality. I know Creality has the LD002 H and S. Great names again. So I don't know. Very interesting. So that's what I'm looking at. How about you, Jeff? Have you looked into resin printers much?
I got a friend that dove in. He's got 3 Ender.
Yep.
And then he's got a second one. I don't know what it was. He's really other board game.
Yeah.
Where you print the small.
Yep. Yep.
We tried them on my 3D printers.
Yeah.
And yeah, like that little string. Yeah, forget it.
Yeah, I've wasted so much filament trying to get it. So yeah, it's.
I can talk to him if you want to like have a session,
Yeah.
And he's definitely explored. He got trial by fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
I don't know why we're going there. Trial by fire. And he swore off a bit. He came back.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Like, we've all.
Oh yeah, man. So
now he loves.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you know, where I work during the day, we have a Slack channel, and there's probably no less than like 300 people that are in the 3D printing channel. And there's so many people that last year bought the Elegoo Mars, and they love that printer. I mean, I've never seen so much love for a single printer before, except for the Sovols maybe. But they really they can do all sorts of fun stuff with it. And then this year, so that was a question. I'm like, okay, hey, Elegoo seems to be a good brand name, right? So, and And I know like the Creality guys, I think they're obviously newer to resin printing, so I don't know about going for that. So although maybe they're all about the same. But so then the question is, okay, well, what's this year's current printer? So and the funny thing is, okay, maybe I'll cull by dollars, right? And then I look and it's like 220 versus 230. Okay, that's $10. So okay, still, can I go to their website and see all the details about what's in the printer that would make the Mars 2? No, wait, yeah, the Mars 2 versus the Mars 2 Pro. Which way do you go? And or maybe it was, oh, I'm sorry, it was the maybe it was the Mars Pro versus the Mars 2. I think that's it. It wasn't the 2 Pro because that's a $300 printer. But anyway, like you can see, it can be confusing, right? So, man, someday I want to talk to their marketing people if there are any, because man, it's such a product confusion cycle. So, for weird names of printers, artillery sidewinder. That's funny. Yeah, yeah, getting that through customs. I'll bet there's a lot of chuckling going on there. But yeah, that's interesting. But I don't know, man. It's so difficult to find out which one to land on. Maybe that means there's no bad answer. But in the next day or two, maybe I'd like to probably pick one and say, okay, I'm going to do that. So maybe after Christmas time, we'll be able to do something. And what's that?
Just pull the.
Yeah, I know. Dude. Okay, tell me you're not this way. Do you or do you not investigate for a long time before you buy something like that?
Not too much.
Right? It's a guy thing, maybe. I don't know.
The first one was my jump in the lake.
Yep.
Okay. And then I did all my, and then found the one I want.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I think what I learned from the first one, just set the foundation for everything I built after.
For sure, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Man, I don't know. It's a fun world that we're in. But here's my bottom line. My goal is this, and we talked about this last time. I think Jeff, were you here for the chat last week? And Mike, please speak up on this. Let me know if you think this is a good idea, because we talked about this last week, and I've had so many people approach me on this. So the thought is, come January, we want to at least beta a program where we're doing basically 3D printing school kind of thing via Zoom. So we'll have X number of weeks with a real curriculum, and it'll be basically you, your camera of choice, and your printer, and us and our printers, and the same software, the same models, and all that kind of stuff, and going through, day one, okay, level the bed. Day two, level the bed. Kidding. Like going through all these very basic things, because there's so much that we all learned through just like repetition and trying to, figure things out, that the whole goal of Creative Graphics Group with 3D printing is that we want to shorten that curve as much as possible for as many people as possible. So we want to remove the frustration and make sure that you guys can print confidently no matter the printer that you have. So the whole idea is that, again, like somewhere around January something, right? So we'd like to start with, let's say, a small group of like 10 people, and just run through our curriculum and see if it teaches people what we think it will. And that'll be our beta. And then after that, we're going to start real classes where we have real people learning real things. I mean, we're going to have our first beta group with real people. Don't get me wrong. But, we're going to probably have some people that know what they're doing, just listening to the curriculum, making sure. But then some other real people that just are new to printing, and making sure that it does teach them what we think it should. So what do you guys think about that? I want to throw that out there because I want to get as much feedback before we start down that path as possible. It's just that so many people have come and asked for it that we want to be able to deliver something there. So I'll be quiet for a second and wait for people to reply. You still with me, Jeff?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. What do you think? Yeah.
I think there's a lot if they're towing water.
Yep.
Could benefit from.
Yeah, so I like where you're going there, Mike. So it wasn't until I had one-on-one hands-on that I got it. Videos don't do it, books didn't do it. So, and that's the whole idea, right? Even though like we'll be remote, but I'm telling you, like if where's my phone? If we take out our phones and like let's just say I'm the guy trying to learn, and I take my phone and I go over to my printer and I'm showing you what's up with my printer. I can't get this, I can't do that. And then you can share your screen and you can show me what's in Cura, and I can see your settings and it's all live. You can tell me what happened to the print, you can show me the spaghetti mess or whatever it is. And then we can go through it and cure that for you. We can make sure that you're on the right path and say, you know what, if you would have gone down your own path, yeah, you could have Googled this. We all know that you can find information out there, but how many times have we all gone and found the information, tried something, and then that wasn't quite it, or it wasn't all the information? That's the thing that gets me the most. And that's where I know it's not popular, but that's where some of our videos are longer and more detailed than a lot of the ones that you get out there. Because if I was going down the path of just being a popular YouTuber, then I would make short videos and lots of them. But my goal isn't necessarily to get super popular. Well, I mean, there's good and bad with that, but on YouTube, but it's rather to help as many people with good information as possible. So when I watch some of these videos, I have to watch 3 or 4 of them from different people and different topics to get all of the information. And there's not really a reason to do that except for to get YouTube famous, right? So um, I would like to make sure that we do the same thing with the training, that it will save you from having to do all those searches and watching hours and hours of videos where, hey, for an hour this week, we sit together and we help you and 5 other people or 10 other people, whatever it is, go through the same thing. And we make sure that we're grounded in the right essentials to make sure that you get through it. So that's my personal goal, is I want to make sure that we help as many people as possible through this, and get people there faster. Um, so I'm hoping, Mike, that hearing this would make it so that like that would be good for even you that is a hands-on learner and not a video or book learner, that we could still be as hands-on as possible through COVID, right? So um, I'm hoping that that works. In the meantime, while I wait for other feedback from anybody else, sorry for the noise. I wanted to dig into this box of toys here. So this is kind of cool. I'm printing a helmet for somebody, and I love these kind of prints that just come off like butter, man. This is just beautiful. If you could feel this print in your hand, it's really awesome. This is some kind of part to a face mask, or I mean a helmet. But like, yeah, you know what, man? You can tell from the look of it, can't you? It's just.
Yeah, I just got my first tool,
Did you?
and it gives the PLA plus 5.
Man, right? Yeah. So here's my thing though. I haven't released the video about this, so we have an actual review of the JMO stuff. You guys know I love it already, so that's the giveaway, right? Like, I am I obviously love this stuff, so it's not like it's going to be a surprise what the verdict is. But actually, let me see if I can grab the camera real quick. Sorry for the jagged movement. So this guy here is also JMO, but it's their cheaper stuff. I think they do still carry it, but this stuff, it prints brilliantly still. This is the black stuff over here is the premium. This is their cheaper stuff. I want to say this is 18, 19 bucks or something like that, often on sale for 15. But this overnight will no doubt break. Okay, if I leave it there, it'll break. That's the difference in between it. And I've had some like decent Amazon branded, like Sunlu and stuff like that will do the same thing. It's not that it's super humid here or it's gotten wet or anything like that. It just does it. So that's the unfortunate thing about their cheaper stuff for me. So that's basically what we're going to see. But and this is my second roll of that, because the first one actually had a gash in the bag, came from China that way, and so they instantly replaced it. So JMO guys are good customer service guys. So even though there was a bad thing that happened, but I'm just saying, like, it prints well. If I load it right before I print it, it prints great. But anyway, so the black one, the Pro, is awesome. Now this guy, I wish I would have saved. Did I? No, I didn't. So the raft that was underneath it. So this tiny little piece here, if you look underneath, let's see, where's my light? Hopefully you guys can see that. It's got a hole. Okay, it's kind of like, think of a Lego piece. You know those little round Lego pieces that went over, it's like a little cap. It's kind of like that. Again, this is part of a helmet, but what was neat, think about it, it had like a little cone or a finger or something that went underneath it as a support. And man, this thing just like popped right off. It was like, wow, that was so, I thought, man, these tiny little pieces, I'm going to have a heck of a time. But if you guys watched that other video that we did about proper raft supports and having them just like pop right off, and even in last week's video, we did one live, I just like pulled a little bit of raft and poof, it popped right off. It was awesome. So this thing did the same thing. I just twisted a little bit and then it popped right off. I had 4 of them. So that was fun. You're like, man, this guy leads a really sheltered life. That's his fun. Let's see, what else was I going to talk about here? Man. Oh, this guy. I just printed this. I like this. I found this, of course, on Thingiverse. Can you guys read that?
Nice.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to give these away to people. So pretty cool.
And that's a 2-color. Right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's white and gray. Yeah. Yeah, it took, I don't know, this maybe took an hour because I printed it like super fine.
Follow the page. I just got my 2-to-1 work.
Yeah, I saw that you got it. That's awesome. Yeah. Oh, you know,
was posted there. He has a wheel.
Really? Oh, I got to catch up with it. Okay. I also have a 3 extruder and a 1 nozzle. Ooh, really? Wow. Mike, that's pretty awesome, man. Let's see. As a Zoom user, I think Zoom would be a better platform for the classes. Yep.
Yeah, I was thinking, you know, as you were talking to class, if you distributed maybe a still STL, so everybody's working from the same part.
Yep. That's exactly it. Yeah. Yeah, and that's part of what what's keeping me from getting the curriculum done is I'm actually custom making some of those pieces for specifically for beginning printing and making sure they slice well on all printers and all that kind of stuff. So I'm taking a little bit more time to do that kind of stuff. Of course, there's some things on Thingiverse we could all just go grab and distribute that way as well. But yes, so Mike and Jeff, yeah, both. That's exactly what I had in mind is Zoom learning, right? So so it's going to take some ramping up to do. I've done a little bit of testing of this kind of thing too. But yeah, I think Zoom would be great because, hey, even if you really wanted to get fancy, you know, we could have, like I could personally have multiple cameras. You know, we could show one on the printer, one on me, and, you know, the same thing with everybody else if you wanted to do crazy stuff. But, or, you know, if you had multiple printers or whatever it is. So we can do all sorts of fun things with it. But I really don't want to give away too much because whenever I do that kind of thing, I wake up the next day and somebody else had that great idea, right? So, but we have a lot of fun things planned. We're doing a lot of, I'm focusing on the background also with some partnerships with people now. So some with some filament vendors, some with some printer vendors and add-on vendors. Also some people that do modeling and some of the places where you can go to their websites and buy models, those kind of things. So we're trying to partner with all of the above to do some really interesting things that I haven't seen anybody really do before. So, but I think it'll be fun. And maybe Jeff, oh, actually, Jeff, I want to tell you this. Or actually, I'll tell you in the chat after. We won't take up airtime with this because we're getting to 10 o'clock here. But yeah, I wanted to tell you something about next week. But before I forget, next week, of course, Christmas week, right? And unless I'm mistaken, week after that is New Year's, right? So we were planning on taking those 2 weeks off from not doing 3D Thursdays. But if anybody really is dying for help, I'm sure you'll still be able to get help from us. It's just we won't do the live stream for the next 2 weeks. We'll pick it back up in January. So I just wanted to tell you that we'll announce that on Instagram and Facebook and all that kind of stuff too. But we won't plan on having one. So I wanted to make sure I said that before I forgot. But yeah, so I know like so many. Oh, Jeff, are you trying to talk?
No.
Oh, okay. I quietly heard something, and I didn't know if it was just like your audio. But yeah, in January also, I was talking to a couple of the Sovolers, Ronald and Heidi, and it looks like we might have them either. Let's see. Yeah, it would probably be the first one in January. We want to have them on the live stream as well. We might change the time for that, so watch our announcements for that. We might make it earlier because they're in China, so they're like 11 hours different. So we probably would have it again at 8 or something like that. May need to change the day. I don't know. We'll find it out. It's hard to have a 3D Thursday on a different day, though, isn't it? But anyway, they have some really interesting information. We wanted to talk to them. They're super supportive. The reason you hear me talk so much about Sovol is because they have been so responsive. I have yet to see another 3D company that is as individually responsive to people, to their customers, as them. And I've worked with and talked to a lot of them. So they have a good reputation of doing that, and so much that many of us help them to provide good customer service on their Facebook group and that kind of thing. So I enjoy our relationship, and I would really like to give them some airtime and talk about their new products. By the way, have you guys seen the Sovol SV03 yet? Thing's a monster. I don't have one here yet. I'm hoping to get one soon, but man, it's basically if you look at the Sovol SV01 and 02, they're physically the same bed size and everything, except for one's single color and the other one's dual. And of course, there's some other differences, but that's basically at the same size. But man, the SV03 is huge, and I am so looking forward to being able to not have to dice things up as much when I'm creating helmets and larger pieces, statues and such. So I mean, if you think about a Sovol SV01 on steroids, that's the SV03. It's still direct drive. It comes with a BL Touch built in already, so you don't have to do anything there. It's a silent board with a 2208s in it, and for the price, man, it is great. So I can't talk enough about it. So
isn't it 350 by 350?
Yep.
Size?
Yeah, by 400. What is it? Yes, I think that's In fact, you know what? I got to look it up now because let's take a look.
I mean, that's impressive.
Yeah.
I'm using a row stock of E3D and I can print 300 millimeter diameter.
Ah, nice. Okay.
By 400. But it unlocks.
Yeah. Nice. So yeah, here it is. 350 by 350 by 400, and it's on sale now for $449. Man. So if you compare that to other brands of printers and try to get the same thing, yeah, it's a great deal. So I'm not doing this to get any affiliate money or anything like that. I'm not trying to steer people because I get any benefit from it, except for I like to see people end up with good printers. But yeah, it's for what it is. I mean, it's wonderful. So if you look, where's the BL Touch? There he is. So direct drive, BL Touch, huge bed. We know basically the platform's been proven because the SV01's been around for some time, and it's super solid. It just works out of the box. This thing comes 95% assembled. You just throw a couple things together and you're done, man. I mean, it's just wow. So yeah, if you're indeed a Santa looking to gift a 3D printer, or if you're looking to get one for Christmas, man, if you want a big bed, that's a good deal. And if not, then if you're looking for the regular one, SV01 at $249, that's just about what I paid for it on Amazon this time last year. So I paid just maybe a little bit more than that, like maybe $10 more or something like that. So this is a pretty historic, like great deal. And then of course, just because I'm showing their stuff off, why not? The SV02 that I have here, 319 for dual color printer, really great. So, and I love the screen. The screen's pretty cool. So, yeah.
Hey, answer me a question, Terry, on that. Is it, do you print through a Wi-Fi? Or
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, this one, literally what I'm doing right now is I'm shuffling the SD card because I'm lazy.
Okay.
I haven't hooked it up to my Octoprint yet. My SV01 I print Octoprint. So yeah, that's Wi-Fi. But I know I can hook both printers up to the Octoprint, and I just haven't done it yet. And they're literally, you can see they're sitting right next to each other. So it's just a matter of my time. I've been sitting there editing videos and doing live streams and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's just a matter of me getting to it. But yeah, I mean, it does have USB on it, of course. So he'll get straight up to your Pi, and it's pretty straightforward.
Oh, congratulations, Jonathan. He's getting his SV1 tomorrow.
Oh, sweet. Let me see. Where's the chat? I always lose the chat. Hold on, where's my chat window? Jonathan. Okay, yeah. Looking forward to see how it prints. Okay, I already bought a better Titan clone. Okay. Okay, Jonathan. Now I have to ask you because I don't know if you were there when I was ranting about this in the beginning. Did you which all metal hot end did you choose? Did you get the E3D V6, buddy? Tell me in the chat, please. And I wanted to bring a couple things up. I know we're a little over, but we always go over. But yeah, I'm glad that you're getting your E3D V6. I'm gonna pop back to the live video here, or the live desktop again. So yeah, Jonathan, if you're watching here, if you go to our website, creativegraphicsgroup.com, you can see we have all the cool 3D stuff up here. But focus here on yes, I bought developmental V6 clone from TH3. Okay, all right. So if you go to this 3D printing area here, one of the first things you're going to see if you scroll down is the tutorial on how to install the E3D V6 hot end. Okay, so this, if you click on it, is the article version of the video we talked about earlier. So this is everything that you need to do to switch over to the E3D V6, right? Walks you through the whole thing. So that's the article version. Now, if you go to, that's not what I wanted. If we go here, take a look at our channel again. So if you go here to our YouTube channel, Jonathan, again, it's Creative Graphics Group on YouTube. So if you go to playlists, this one here, how to upgrading the E3D V6 on the SV01. So if you take a look at this, I'm going to stop it again. We have these 3 videos that I'd really love you to watch. It'll hold true to your clone as well. It's probably best to either read the article or watch the video, either way. But go check it out. There's basically 3 parts. I'm just going to go through it again real quick. There's one that asks some questions, gives some answers on what to do, like what should I get? So you've already seen that, or you've already gone through that, so no problems. And then there's the second video, which is the hardware upgrade itself, cutting the wires, putting things back together, and making sure, it gives you little tips and tricks on how to get through it really well. And then the last video is all about the firmware. So rebuilding Marlin for the E3D V6, which is yours as a clone. It'll probably be the same thermistor. I'm sure they would have told you what value to use. Getting the temperature set so the max is 300, do the heat tightening, reflashing it with the 285 max temperature, all that kind of stuff. So all the things you need to do, please go watch that video before you do your upgrade and check it out, or maybe have it there as you're doing your upgrade and watch through it as you're doing it. So a lot of good tips in there, believe me. So so that's awesome that you're getting it. But here's my advice to you, Jonathan. Don't upgrade right away. Okay, get that printer built, print some things off the SD card, and go ahead and yeah, cool. Thank you, man. Maybe don't install them this weekend. That's my advice. So little asterisk. So print some things. Spend a week, at least a week, learning your printer as is, making sure that it's good as is. And please, like if I could recommend anything to you, it'd be that just get used to your printer out of the box first. A week, maybe 2 weeks. I know it'll be hard because you bought the stuff you want to get installed and all, but trust me, there's a benefit to doing it this way. So go through and just go to the Thingiverse and download a couple things and try to print them. Get your settings all knocked down. And here's one of the reasons why it's smart. What you're going to do is you're going to figure out some things in Cura. You're going to probably use the Cura 4.8 built-in settings for the SV01 and just make sure that things are good. But then you're going to start tweaking them to make it better. And just make sure it's cool for your printer, that you're confidently printing good things. You might have a couple of things mess up here and there, but that's part of the learning curve. That's one of the things that we were talking about earlier, where if we're going to do some online training courses, we'd love to have you there, and we'd love to teach you Zoom live, so, but get used to it that way first, and then do the upgrade. And then you know that you had your printer going, because guess what? If something gets messed up, a little tweak or something here and there, when you do the upgrade, at least you knew what it was like, that it was a known good before, and then you do the upgrade, right? So you're minimizing the change. So, hey Ed, yeah, play with the printer first. You break it and then learn about your printer. And no truer words have ever been spoken. Yeah. So yeah, please try your best to wait and then upgrade in a week or two, at least. I waited a whole month or so. It was killer. So yeah, I mean, the other thing I would recommend, so what did you say you got? You got the Titan clone and then the hot end. Cool. All right. Jonathan, do you have another printer? It sounds like maybe you're pretty familiar though with printers, if you knew to get that, or did people recommend that to you? Yeah, exactly. You won't know the upgrade did anything. That's another good point. Probably smart. I was actually thinking I should do that. So yep. Yeah, I know, right? Well, hey, if you need to phone a friend, you need support. Hey, man, I don't know if I can hold on another week. But yeah, so that's awesome. So yeah, don't forget, like we've been talking about doing some live Zoom-based, like curriculum-based training. So Jonathan, if that would be interesting to you, and it would be, I think it would be fun and worthwhile. Let us know. Go ahead and send us an email. You can send it straight to me, Terry at creativegraphicsgroup.com, or look at Creative Graphics Group on Instagram or Facebook. Send us a message. Let us know the interest, because the more interest we have, the more we can judge if we need to make it happen sooner or later. You have a Prusa Mini and messed with the custom. Okay, cool. All right. Awesome, man. So, Jonathan, what kind of cool things do you want to print? And Ed, what have you been printing lately? I know we're just about at our time. We traditionally go an hour and 15 minutes. So, but I don't, we're good if it's a little longer. I love that we're having time to talk to you guys. I love this time together. So, a lot of fun stuff. And again, I'll just another shout out. Guys, go out and check out the videos that we put up about the. I'm showing my desktop still. Okay, there we go. So the videos that we put out on the Sovol ball, and you guys, I'm sure you guys have seen this, our Charmander with the heat changing tail and that kind of stuff. What's the other video that I was talking about just a few minutes ago? I don't know. Oh, the one where the raft settings that break off instantly. So check out those videos that we've been doing lately, and let us know, and especially hit us up on Discord. But yeah, please let us know if that's working out for you, the Discord, and let us know what you think about our latest videos, including the E3D V6 upgrade for the Sovol SV01. I've been trying to put together CNC. Oh yeah, you were talking about your CNC. Yeah. Oh no, what'd you do to blow up your printers, man? Nothing worse than that. Oh yeah, come to speak of it, I have in this very little bag here, I still have to do this. Videos have been getting in my way, but I have my, can't see my screen, bad over it. I have my little Nozzle X branded 0.6 replacement nozzle that I have to go do my heat tightening and swap out on my Sovol SV01. What I've been liking is that, man, I print so much variations of things lately. Of course, both of these printers are rock stars because they've just been printing extra solid lately, and actually for some time. But the Sovol SV02, of course, I'm doing things like this guy, dual color, and like the Charmander. So, it's nice to have the 0.4 nozzle on that one. And then I always keep at least a 0.6 on my Sovol SV01. So the SV02 has the 0.4, and the SV01 always has a 0.6 on it. So I can print things faster, like, these, these helmet pieces like this. This prints super fast, with a 0.6 nozzle. And again, I should show you, there's another, what's that?
That's the stepping.
What's that? Oh, dude, I mean, I printed this at 0.3, you tell me. I mean, it looks pretty good to me. I mean, you can see that there's stuff there. I always sand this stuff anyway, but I mean, it depends. Like if it's super curvy, like this piece, then you're gonna see something more up here. Like this stuff will still look about the same, but at the very top and on the edges, you're still gonna see a lot of stepping. But man, I mean, I always print at least at 0.3 when I'm doing my helmet pieces. Where's my, here, 1 second. Right back. Just out of range here.
They answered the question. Stepped up 4.5. Print speed was it shaved about on the 3-hour print.
Yeah, I actually have a here. This is the sample I wanted. So my Iron Man. This was also printed at 0.3. So these guys always turn out really well. So. But I wanted to show you, I have another web page. See here. If I go back to ours, one of our articles was on that exactly. So it's the one that's called Cura Profiles for the SV01. So if you take a look at it, I actually use this Iron Man mask as an example. And what I do is I talk about 0.4 at different qualities, and then a 0.6 nozzle. And I actually show the different timings here. So check it out. So the same model at a 0.4, really high fidelity would be 2 days, 52 minutes, right? Nobody's going to print that, right? And then we go down to different settings, 1 day. So look, 2 days to 1 day. And then a faster speed, 17 hours. That's getting a little more reasonable. And then we pop over to the 0.6 nozzle. And now we're talking 6 hours. So check it out, 0.4 to 0.6, 17 hours to 6 hours. Okay, so, it's really, like, and then this one actually printed in 6 hours, 45 minutes, this very one I had in my hand. So check that out. Like, it's very interesting to be able to see, like, just changing the nozzle, what that can do for you, and to me, if you're going to upgrade your printer, and you're going to have the capability of doing it, it's kind of silly not to take the best advantage of it. When you're printing things like that, and, I always thought, like you asked, Jeff, if you're printing at a higher height, isn't it really going to change, like, in all directions, X, Y, and Z, my resolution, basically? And it actually, you'd be surprised how the X and Y still do really well. So let's see, I'm catching up with the chat here. Yeah, does 0.6 make a difference? It sure does, buddy. And even a 0.8, that much more. Jonathan, printing from PC is not secure transfer. Yeah, exactly. Yep. But with the 0.6 print at the first set of settings. I'm not sure I understand your question, Ed. Oh, probably carbonate. Okay, what did Jonathan say about it? Don't mess with printing aesthetic stuff. I design custom. Oh, nice jigs and. Oh, Jonathan, that's awesome, man. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, polycarbonate. You know what? I just saw that. I almost pulled the trigger and ordered some polycarbonate on Amazon the other day. So tell me about your experience with that, because I would like to. From what I've seen, it looks really great. Um, okay. Oh, okay. So what would the 0.6 print at the first set of settings? Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a necessarily. You're asking about the one that was 2 days and 52 minutes. And if I switch that one to a 0.6, I think that's the first setting I had here. I think that, well, then again, you're not going to want to print at like a 0.1 layer height when you're using a 0.6 nozzle. I mean, there's definitely some math there, right? But the equivalent resolution, the same percentage of the nozzle diameter would print significantly less than half, I would imagine, or something like that. It's crazy the way it does it. Yeah, definitely a 0.6 nozzle is the fastest of the examples I gave. But my point is, like, it prints at really good quality. Now, I've already started weathering and beating down this thing, so you're going to see some waviness at the bottom. That's intentional. I've been beating on this thing before I did this primer. This is definitely going to be weathered. This is the one that's going to go on that this guy. Hold on. This big base. So this is the Nico Industries mask holder. So these robotic arms and everything go on here. And they hold that faceplate. So I've already started beating him down and weathering him and everything. So haven't printed with regular polycarbonate yet, but what I have used so far is Creality. Oh, okay, carbon fiber. Yes, no enclosure needed. Yep. So I've also been hearing, I think it was James was saying that HIPS is also a really great alternative to ABS. Also doesn't need an enclosure, also doesn't fill your house with toxic fumes without having an enclosure and fan set up and carbon and everything. So yeah, HIPS, NPC, and carbon fiber, all really good alternatives to ABS. Tool holders. Yeah, so I mean, you might also, Jonathan, just check out some PET G, right? Because it'll hold up to the heat, and it's really good for if things bang into it, it doesn't shatter, right? So unlike PLA, which could have some problems with that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, for tool holders, man, I think PET G or any of those more rigid, more hardened things would be better. Oh yeah, there's a good link, Jeff. Thank you for the link to the different nozzle things from Prusa. But yeah, so I've had really good luck. Again, I got to put my nozzle on here soon because the one that I had a problem with eventually I wore a little bit of the, you know, if you guys know anything about Nozzle X, they have that coating on it, which is really brilliant and great. But eventually, after a billion prints, it could wear down. So eventually that's what happened. It started to clog after wearing down the coating. So I had to get another one. But at the time I needed to order one, another 0.6. They didn't have them. So I had to get a brass one, and that was short-lived. I did so much printing that thing's just trash. So I needed to get another one. Finally, they had the Nozzle X brand back in stock for my E3D V6, and I'm so happy. So I got it in last week. Haven't had a chance to put it in. So so it's 10:24 here. I love that we're having this discussion, but we probably, even though we're not going to be here next week or the week after, I probably should start wrapping things up. Okay, so Jonathan, 0.2 layer height, 280 nozzle, 100 C bed for, oof. Yeah, that's good. I mean, it's pretty hot on the bed side. Was that for the carbon fiber? But yeah, 280's pretty hot stuff too. But hey, that's why you have the all metal hot end, right? So that's great. Yeah, I do want to get some. One of the things that's on my Christmas list, hopefully I'll get it soon, is I still want to try some of the Protopasta metal filled stuff. I'm sitting here thinking, and maybe you guys are smarter than I am on this. I want to get two things: the iron filled and the steel. I have some use cases for both. But now, one of the things that a buddy of mine was thinking about building is one of those levitators, you know, with the electromagnet in it, and the piece levitates. Now, somebody please answer this question for me, because I can't think back to physics. in high school. Uh, do you just need something magnetic or a magnet in between the electromagnet to be able to levitate? I can't remember if iron would do it or if it has to actually be a magnet. So somebody smarter than I am right now, please tell me. But anyway, I have a lot of different uses for the iron because you can actually make it physically, visually rust, and that's pretty cool. And also the steel filled, I have some uses for that. So I'd like to try both of those. It's just that, man, they're about like literally twice as much or more as regular PLA, but it's so brilliant. You can polish them and everything. So somebody help me out with my physics here. Does it just have to be magnetic or a magnet to levitate an electromagnet system? Iron attracts no polarity. Yeah. That makes sense, right? Oh, you have the protoplast. Protoplasta. Awesome. All right. So again, I think what we're going to do is we're going to wrap things up. Thank you guys for the chat. A big enough electromagnet can lift a car. Yeah, I wasn't planning on that kind of scaling, but cool. There you go, Jeff. Thank you, buddy. And again, thank you, Jeff Carlin, for joining us voice here today. It really helped me out. I'm happy to have you anytime. So maybe we can plan some things in the future. So again, just to restate what we talked about before, a few things. A, please go to our Discord and send everybody you know to our Discord. Let's get some people some help. Let's help the people that need it. B, we just released the Sovol SV01 upgrade to the E3D V6 videos. So go check out the playlist on our YouTube channel for that, please. Also, you wouldn't believe how helpful it is to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. We want to notify you guys instantly of all the new videos, and it really helps us if you guys would do that. C, we are not going to have the 3D Thursday live stream next week or the week after. We'll pick it up again in January. So Merry Christmas to everybody that's on the chat and that's watching. And I hope that you get to spend a lot of good times with your family and friends. I know COVID makes it difficult. So even if it's FaceTime or Zoom or whatever, those kind of things, spend as much time with people that you love. And we will miss you, but we'll see you again in January. And Happy New Year. Let's hope that 2021 is much better than 2020 was for most of us. But just we wish a lot of blessings to all you guys. We have a wonderful community of people that we love to help and that are doing wonderful things. So we so appreciate you guys for joining into the live streams and everything and chatting with us. So yeah, thank you again. I'm gonna call it a night at that. Thanks again, Jeff. Have a good night. And we will talk soon. And I'll send you another message here soon, Jeff. But thanks, everybody, for joining. And happy 3D Thursday. And see you in a few weeks in January.
Right there.